Good morning, McNair Mentors, and welcome to our session or our webinar on high school transcripts. I hope that during this webinar we can enlighten you guys on some added benefits and some information on how to look at a transcript and how to gain some insightful information on the students that you are mentoring. If you'll notice at the top of this transcript, this is our demo transcript, and we have obviously changed names and changed dates and changed grades so that this would be appropriate for what we're looking at, but all information is accurate, and you will see this exact format when you look at a transcript for your student at your school. So first off, we'll start up top with the student name. The student name here on the top left-hand corner is going to give you their last name, their middle name, and their first name. It will also give you their high school, and which is also printed in bold in the center of the transcript, and their student number in the top right-hand corner. If you move on down here to the next section where we have this blue arrow, you'll see the student information. The student information will give you the student's address, it will give you the student's ID number again, and it will give you their name as well as the contacts listed for this student. In this instance, it will, if you see on the contacts, it says their father in parentheses just underneath the student name and the address. On the right hand side of the column, you will notice the student number, the birth date, the gender, and their projected graduation date. The course of study, the endorsements, the CTE, concentrator, and the math rigor are all things that you don't necessarily need as a mentor, but things that are important or beneficial to those at the administrative level. As we move on down this transcript, you will see school information. School information provides you with the name of the high school principal and the LEA, which would be Rutherford County Schools. This obviously is not the specific high school, but the fact that the high school resides under the umbrella of the Rutherford County Schools operation. Next, we have our credit history. So this is the meat of the transcript, if you will. I've got several things marked here as we go down to the meat of the transcript or the content. First thing you'll notice in this in the first set of headers are the course, which everything on that green highlighted portion down will be the name of the course that the student has taken or is taking. The second column will be the mark. It is highlighted in red here. And used to, in previous years, there were grades, letter grades here. These grades have now been converted for all of our students. You should only see numbers, which are, instead of letter grades, you will see the numbers. We're on a 10-point grading scale, which means 90 to 100 is an A. The next column you have is the weighted and unweighted columns. These factor into the GPA. So each class will be given a number grade, 1 through 100, and then it will be assigned a weighted or unweighted GPA point. You get 4 points for an A, 3 points for a B, 2 points for a C, 1 point for a D, and 0 points for an F. If the class is accelerated, which we will talk about a little bit further down in this transcript, if that is an accelerated class, making it an honors, an AP, or an online college course, the weighted point could be more than a 4.0 if they receive an A. The next column you have here is earned credits. The earned credits column will be if they pass the class, they will get a earned credit of 1. If they failed the class, they will get an earned credit of 0. Now, as we go on down here, the next here you'll see in blue will be the grade. So the grade that they took the course. In this instance, we start with grade 8 because this student was able to get a high school credit in the 8th grade, and it will also give you the year in which they were in that grade. You'll notice that as we go on down, each grade is separated out by a marker or a line that distinguishes one grade from the next. So as we scroll on down here on this transcript, you will see we've got grades 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. In the highlighted fashion or highlighted portion here, the first thing I want you to notice in the grades is honors chemistry. In honors chemistry, we've got a grade of 53, which means on this first blue arrow here pointing to the left in the weighted column, they have a 0 for the weighted point. They also have a 0 in the unweighted point because they did not pass the class, which would also result in 0 earned credits. These are things that you should look for as a mentor to see if they are tracking toward graduation, and just kind of looking at how they are performing in the classroom. The one thing that I think sometimes we could miss is that 53 or a grade that is failing. You might not catch it in the numbers column or in the mark or the grade column. What you can do is scan the earned credits and just look down through the earned credits and see if there are any zeros. That will help you with some of the failed courses. If you look next on the grade 12, you will see highlighted in yellow here at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a 91 for ACA 122, College Transfer Success. This is a college course that has been taught online through the local community college. This student has scored a 91 or an A. If you look in the green highlighted portion here for the weighted points, you will see that is a 5. That is the highest number of points that you can earn because it is an online class and it is accelerated at the collegiate level. Unweighted points, however, are a 4. Unweighted points are strictly based on the grade A, B, C, D, or F. You get no extra added points for that A. So this gives you a true GPA on whether they made an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F, regardless of the weight of the class. The weighted GPA takes into consideration the difficulty of the classes that they are taking. If you look below that, you will also see another CJC 141 corrections. Here in this 12th grade year, you will see a grade of 78. They did not make an A in that class, they made a C in that class. But because it is an accelerated class, they got GPA points for a B, which is 3. As we scroll to page 2, you'll see the rest of the senior year courses here on the right. You will also see some very important information that is on each transcript. Now, the transcript that we're looking at is a senior transcript, but if it were an underclassman transcript, this University of North Carolina Board of Governors minimum admission requirements remaining would list the courses that they have not taken or been enrolled in for graduation. So because this student has been enrolled in all of their requirements for graduation, they have a no requirements remaining in that section. The next section, bulleted or bold-faced, is the performance information. The performance information section of the transcript includes their GPA, weighted and unweighted. You'll see that this is highlighted in red for the weighted GPA and blue for the unweighted GPA. The difference here in those two numbers will be the number of accelerated courses that they've taken, which pushes their weighted GPA to a higher number, or the unweighted, which will be your standard A, B, C, D, F rating, 4 being A, 3 being a B, 2 being a C, 1 being a D, 0 being an F. So as you can see, when you're cross-referencing those numbers, this student is averaging a 3.03 highlighted in blue here on this page, which would be a B average on their grades on this transcript. Next, you'll have their class rank, so it will tell you what number they are out of the number in their class. So this student would be a 14th ranked student out of 170. On the right-hand column, you'll have the total points weighted and total points unweighted. That relates to your GPA. And then we have our total credits. This is another great place for you guys as mentors to look. You'll see in red, in bright red, this is the credits earned. versus in purple, the potential credits. So as you can see earlier in the transcript, we had a red highlighted portion where they had failed honors chemistry. This is where this will show up. They've earned 27 credits out of a potential 28. So they have failed one class. Below that in green, you will see credits toward graduation. Credits toward graduation takes into account the middle school credits they have already earned. So this student had earned 1 credit in middle school, so they have a 28 credits total toward graduation. If you guys are tracking graduation requirements for Rutherford County Schools, 28 credits gets you to graduation status for the amount of credits needed for graduation. Underneath this information, there is testing information. Here's where you will find your EOC or end of course test results. If you look here, this student in Algebra 1 end of course, on the third line in, you'll see a Roman numeral. These classes are ranked in Roman numerals 1 through 4, 4 being the highest. So this student made a 4 on the Algebra 1. You could see on the English one, they had a 4 on that exam, and the biology, they made a 4 on that exam as well. What this should help you do when you are trying to work with your student, or you are looking at how they are performing, this end of grade test or end of course test can give you an idea of how well they test, and is this test matching up with their GPA. So with that being said, this is your transcript portion of the webinar. Some of the other things that are here on this page is information that are administrative for administrative purposes and does not really apply to things that you would need. I hope you've enjoyed this webinar on transcripts, and you guys have a great day.